Heritage Church truly started with a group of volunteers, right? People who just wanted to step in, be a part of what God was doing. We didn't really know what we were doing, but we decided that we would do it. Every musician was a volunteer, every youth worker, every anything was a volunteer. Like nobody really got paid because it wasn't about getting paid. It was about being on mission with everyone else and doing whatever it took to get done what needed to get done. That whole process has just continued over the last 22 years.
I've never been a part of an environment like this where such a high quality production and music and service is pulled off by completely volunteers. Everyone you see on stage outside of Trey and I are volunteers.
These guys give all of their time, energy, and effort each weekend. They're here really early, they leave really late.
Volunteers use their gifts and talents in areas that they're designed for, to singing on stage, to teaching kids lessons.
Volunteers, for instance, like Dave and Angela Borders that have been volunteering with us for a couple of years.
I love every second. We work with the 2-year-olds, and it's just one of the most satisfying, gratifying things I've ever done in my life.
We took 2 weeks off to go on vacation. We're like, we just want
Can't
to
wait
get
to get back.
Dave and Angela really do an amazing job of making sure families feel welcome. Kids understand their lesson for the week. They understand that God loves them.
You can volunteer in different areas, right? You don't get stuck in one area all the time. So we've got people like Dan and Sharon. Dan and Sharon are probably two of the best volunteers, and they've been around for about 10 years.
We truly are blessed, and we know that God calls us to serve. You really don't understand it until you've tried it.
Dan was retired, and he had some skills, and so all it really took was just asking Dan, like, hey, would you want to help out with this? And he started finding little projects that he could do because that was kind of like in his wheelhouse, right? And then from that, Dan and Sharon have just grown into really being foundational to so many of our ministries.
It seems like it takes a lot of time, but you'd be surprised just how rewarding it really is.
I feel like a lot of people come to church and they look at these really visible roles like being on stage or singing or whatever, and maybe they think that I can't sing or I can't play an instrument. But the truth is, there are so many different areas in so many ways that God can use you. For example, one of our drummers, Mark Crummins, every time he plays drums, he comes in and he cooks us an entire breakfast that he buys himself.
He gives us food upon food upon food.
Biscuits and eggs and meats and sandwiches. I think Mark is an incredible model of what it means to be a servant. He is just so ready to serve and so helpful. And I can't imagine doing this without him.
The true heartbeat that people feel around here is because of our volunteers.